So I am here with Nick, and we are looking at the Elder Scrolls Online. Now I want to just start with the whole E3 experience. How has it been to actually have the fans finally come and play, like in front of you, in your own eyes?
It's really great. I mean, anytime you get to see people enjoy the work that you've been putting in for such a long time is nice, and especially so in this setting, just because we've done a lot of talking to people in the past. And now we finally get a chance to let them get in there and play it. That's always a really good time.
Right. Yeah. That's like you're like, this game is really cool. You guys got to try it out, but you can't. Like now it's finally. What's kind of been the response so far?
It's really positive, and in both here and also in the beta that we've been ramping up. I feel like we get a really good set of feedback from people. Both, hey, we really like where this is headed. We really love, we love these things about it, and here's the things we want to see moving forward. And we're a company that's very dedicated to responding to feedback from the fans. Things like first-person mode and making sure we put that in, and that cycle is working really well for us. So we're really happy with how it's going.
Is there a difference between Skyrim players or Elder Scrolls players and like MMO players? Do they they come at you with different questions, different ways they think you should take the game?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and a lot of times they're not different ways. They're just, like opposing ways. They're just different ideas. In particular, I would say Skyrim players a lot of times are asking questions about, making it more exploration or more sort of world interaction, and honestly, a whole lot about console and first person, which we're really happy to, sort of have both announcements to let them know that those things would be satisfied. And MMO players, they ask about those things a lot too, but also sometimes about social features, things like how are guilds coming, or what can I do for large-scale trades, and those sorts of things. And we listen to it all, we add it all. It's sort of what we do at this phase.
I remember last time we spoke, we were talking about the whole the one server. I forget the exact. You had a really cool name.
Mega server.
Yeah. How is that kind of come together? Is that still the final goal, just the one mega server?
Well, there's a mega server basically for the PC and Mac users together, and then there's an independent one for the console users as well.
So each console is going to have its own.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Perfect. But the games are going to play similar. You'll have guilds that are just PC guilds, or you have guilds that are on the Xbox or PlayStation 4.
Yeah, the features of the game and the content of the game are the same across all the platforms. It's just the player base and the community will sort of be unique to the platforms.
We haven't been able to play since October, the last time we spoke with you. I know it's kind of hard to say what has changed because it looks completely different from when you played. But what are like the main things in the last couple months, the biggest things that come to mind when you're like, these are huge changes that we've made?
Well, and I think there's even been a couple of phases since October. This one is a build from about February or late January, and then there's been another set since then. So I mean, some highlights. I think we've done a lot of cleanup on the UI, make it even more sort of minimalist and clean, and presenting things in the world rather than in UI space. I think we've increased the world interactivity, things that you can pick up off tables, bread, lock picking, stuff like that just makes the world feel sort of full and robust. And then of course first person mode that with the hands fully supported, that people can play that way, and then console. I think those would probably be the big beats.
Yeah. So the first person mode, it's not ready now.
It's not in this build, but it is in the beta. People are playing with it, and this weekend we'll have a beta where a whole lot of people get to play with, which we're pretty excited about. This build, unfortunately, not in, but we have videos and stuff so that people see it working, and we'll be really excited to get all the feedback from the people playing in the beta at large, and tweak and improve it.
Exactly, and you do take a lot of feedback from fans, right? From forum, on Twitter, Facebook. You're taking everything. You're saying, what if someone has like a really outlandish idea?
Well, of course you listen to every piece of feedback, and sometimes ideas are not going to fit with the design vision of the game, or are just not feasible in the time you have. But you never know. Sometimes those outlandish ideas, we look at and we're like,
maybe we should
do that. Yeah. So that's definitely just a part of what this company's philosophy is you listen to people and you actually change the game based off of that, because it's an MMO, and that's a service-oriented game, and that's what we want to do.
Great. And so we're going to expect to see it in spring. At this point, we're saying spring 2014. Is that finalized?
Spring 2014 is the launch date for both the console versions and the PC versions, though the two are not tied directly to one another. We'll release each one when it's ready and good to go.
Nice. Perfect. Well, thank you, Nick. Appreciate it. We look forward to playing the game in beta. Closed beta, open beta, all that.
All right, great.
All right, thank you.